Alright, everyone, welcome back to this fella J Mo's Productions, episode 16 of Franchise with the Seattle Mariners. This episode, we got a homestand here, looks like a 7-game homestand against the Cleveland Indians and the Texas Rangers. Both of them are kind of underachieving right now. They're both pretty solid clubs in my mind. Looks like they're having a little rotation trouble as far as the Indians go. And then the Rangers, of course, they're just. I think Beltran and Lucroy are hurt for the Rangers because they weren't playing up here when I played them on the road in Texas. Um, so as far as my club goes, we're almost a week into June here. I don't really have anything much to talk about. I mean, I obviously made that trade with the Reds to get Duvall here, and he's been pretty good for us so far. I mean, really the big story is Sean O'Malley, and I actually plugged him in for Robinson Cano here, and Cano has gotten maybe 10 or so at bats off the bench, and he still hasn't cracked 200 yet. And Sean O'Malley is still hitting 323. So that's really the big story here for the Mariners is that our big stud Robinson Cano is not even hitting over 200, and he's out of the lineup. And a 28-year-old guy with, I mean, a cup of coffee in the major leagues is hitting 323 playing second base. I mean, granted with only 100 at bats, but that's really it for our lineup. As far as our pitching or our rotation goes, King Felix obviously is King Felix. He's being a stud. 5-3, 83 and 2/3 innings pitched, 74 strikeouts, 2.47 ERA, and 110 for a WHIP. Um, Iwakuma, he's doing okay. I do like Iwakuma. I mean, he has some good stats there. His whip, especially, though, that's pretty solid. Um, really, the only thing is with Iwakuma is he gives up a lot of hits. I mean, he has 85 hits right now in 72.1 innings pitched. And as you can see, last year he had 129 innings pitched, and he had 100. So usually his hits are under, the amount of innings he has. That's why his whip is so low in the previous years. But as you can see this year, his whip is up in the 130s, and it's really just because he's giving up so many hits. His walk numbers are fine. Um, Taiwan Walker, I mean, this is really where I expect him to end around the season, somewhere in that range with the ERA and the WHIP. I mean, it might the ERA might be a little bit more than that because he's young, but I mean, he is a pretty solid guy. And once Iwakuma and Hernandez head out, and I don't plan on shipping out Hernandez or letting him walk away from this organization. Iwakuma might be a different story, but I want Taiwan Walker to be one of these two guys when he gets older and really take the reins of this pitching staff and really run with it and be the ace or be the number 2 guy if we sign someone else or draft someone or whatever. I mean, he is 23 years old. 23. Paxton he's actually doing better than I expected him to do right now. 74 innings pitched, 66 strikeouts, 3.27 ERA, and a 126 WHIP. So that's pretty solid. And again, Carnes is doing really solid down there in the 5 spot. Depending on how things go with them in the next couple weeks, I got a couple guys down in AAA who are absolutely doing fantastic. Wade LeBlanc here, I thought he would vie for a spot in the starting rotation, but of course I went with Webster. And I probably, now that I think about it, I probably would have gone with LeBlanc now just because he's a lefty. I would have had another lefty in the back end of the rotation. And then Brad Mills is doing real good. He did really, really good down in AA to start off the season. Now he's doing really, really well up in AAA. Zach Lee's bringing that ERA and whip down after a slow start in AAA, but he got off to a really good rebound down in AA. So it looks like he's continuing that trend here in AAA. As far as the bullpen goes in AAA, I sent Williamson down. He's only got a third of an inning pitched with a 6 whip, so obviously something's going on there. I signed Jansen here just as like a backup, just in case things kind of fall through with some people. He's doing decent in 4 innings. Emilio Pagan actually, 13 and 2/3, has some great numbers there. He might, but he is a 62 overall, 24 years old, so we'll have to look out for him. And Storn is really doing well down there in AAA as well. And Diaz again in 2 innings. It's only 2 innings, but those are not good numbers for a guy that I want to be the future closer of this franchise. So as far as that goes, Hunter Strickland has been a great addition so far. He's only had a couple innings, but still, really great addition. Great addition. Really glad I got him. And Duvall, kind of slowing down a little bit. He was at 294 when he came in. He's at 287 right now. So slowing down a little bit, but I mean that's all right. He's still producing pretty big numbers there for the beginning of the season. Him and Lind are a good one, a 5-6 punch right there after a pretty loaded top of the lineup, I think, in my mind. Kyle Seager again is still, he's being Kyle Seager. I mean, those are just fantastic numbers for Kyle Seager right there. We do have some draft picks to sign. I told you guys I would sign them, and it is now available. So let's take a look at who we got here in the draft. So we got Carlos Bourbon here, 86 potential, starting pitcher, 19 years old, 59 overall. We're going to go ahead and sign him, of course. Greg Medler, 81 potential, 20-year-old catcher at a 49 overall right now. We're going to go ahead and sign him too. This is going to get tough in here. I do want to grab a shortstop just to have some more depth in there. So Mac Jordan, we're going to go ahead and sign him as well. Joaquin Ayala, 64 overall at 21 years old. We're going to go ahead and sign him. David Rivera, I don't know. I think we might leave him there. He's a little low at 49 overall for being 21 years old. He has a decent potential, but he is 21 and he has a 49 overall. I mean, he's really not going to progress until he's like 27 or 28, and we have some guys there already at the third base position in our system. Michael Goldberg, second baseman, 79 overall, has a 62 or 79 potential at a 62 overall right now at 21 years old. We're going to go ahead and sign him as well, and then this first baseman as well to add some more depth at the first base position. So that's really our draft class right there. We only didn't sign one guy, David Rivera, just because his overall is so low right now, and I just don't want to, I'm not patient enough to wait for him to come around just to be a 79 overall player. These two guys I'm really going to have to look out for the next couple of years and see how they progress down in the minor leagues. He might be a double-A starter right there next year, and then Greg Medler. It might take him a couple years to get in a double-A or triple-A at a 49 overall, but with the 81 potential at the catcher position, which is already kind of thin for us, that's a great addition in the draft right there. So I'm pretty pleased with the draft. As far as the DL goes, Mike Baxter's on there. Obviously, he'll be back pretty soon in a couple days. And then these guys are all on the 60-day DL. The biggest one is DJ Peterson and Tommy Pham. They're both kind of big pieces that went down with injuries that I had to put on the 60-day DL, so that is not too good. I'm going to go ahead and get this game started here between us and the Indians. Taking them on at home, like I said, starting up the homestand with them. Iwakuma taking on Carrasco should be a pretty good matchup. Hopefully, Iwakuma can kind of get everything under control here and bring down that kind of high ERA for someone with the likes of Iwakuma. So let's get it started here, and hope you guys enjoy the game, and I'll see you guys after. Alright guys, so what is up? As you see, the Cleveland Indians are taking on the Seattle Mariners in Safeco Field. I just want to apologize real quick. This is going to be the only series or the only game in this episode because there's a lot of material before and behind this highlight tape. So Iwakuma is on the mound, 11 starts, 4-3, 3.86 ERA, and 72 innings, basically 85 hits, which is a lot, 12 walks, and 56 strikeouts. On the mound for the Indians, Carlos Carrasco, in 11 starts, 6-2, 2.30 ERA, and 74 innings pitched, 62 hits, 15 walks, and 70 strikeouts. So he has a great start to the season in the first two full months and a week, basically. So really looking to continue that against the Indians here. Martin leads off the game with a single here. And as you can see here in a second, he bumps up his hitting streak to 14 games now. So he's really starting to take off here. He's batting around 350. After he stole second, Aoki strikes out, and I kind of dicked the catcher's mind there, as Kent Murphy says. So I have runners on first and second now after strikeout. Corey Seager comes up and he nubs one back to the pitcher to advance runners to second and third. So not ideal, but it gets the job done, and that's always good. Next batter, Cruz comes up and he hits one, just squeaks one past the third baseman there. I thought he was going to make a play on it, and brings in 2 runs in Martin and Aoki. So that's good to see. That was really our struggle. Later in the game here, as you see, Lindor drives in. I think that's Rajai Davis out there, and then a couple batters later, Tyler Naquin just hits a bomb. Kind of a missile, actually, more of a line drive. In the 8th here, Hunter Strickland's on, and as you can see, he did really well for us. Again, holding that lead, the Indians' lead. And I think he had 2 innings pitched today, and I mean, with a couple strikeouts again, really no hits given up, and if they were soft contact. Later in the game, bottom of the 8th here, Martin gets a late double. Like I said, he's really on fire right now. A couple batters, actually, after he stole third, or there was a wild pitch, Aoki drives him in with a ground ball to first base. Make it 4-3. Andrew Miller's on here, and he is just dominant. That's Strasburger right there. I thought I'd give him the bat. As you see there's the box score. 4 hits in a tough loss against the Indians. Carlos Carrasco had a really good day for them, and so did Nate. Alright, so as you guys can see from the highlights, 3-4 loss. It was really just offensive production. Iwakuma gave up a lot of hits again, but it was kind of a combination of both. It wasn't a terrible game, but we are kind of hot right now, so let's try and get back on track and win this game. Walker against Bauer here, 3-2 win. Check out the box score, really quick. 9 hits, 3 runs. That's good to see, especially after the last game. 1 for 4 for Marte, 2 for 4 for Aoki, 1 for 4 for Cruz, 1 for 3 for Seager. Pinch run Martin, 0 for A-Rod. 1 for 2 for Lind, 0 for Cano, pinch runner, 0 for 4 for Duval. He is really struggling ever since coming to the Mariners. 0 for 3 for Clevenger, 1 for 4 for Strasburger, and 2 for 4 for O'Malley. Home run goes to Seager. Marte, Seager, O'Malley, all with RBIs. Caught stealing Marte. Let's take a look at Walker on the mound. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts to bring that ERA down even more. Furbush gets the win though, 3-1 on the year now. 2 innings pitched, 1 walk, 2.75 ERA on the year now. Go ahead and sim the Paxton Tomlin game. Hopefully Paxton keeps his hot streak going here. He does a pretty good job on the mound here. They had 3 errors. We only managed 4 hits. 1 for 4 Martin, 1 for 4 Marte, 1 for 4 Cruz, and 1 for 4 for Lind. 7 strikeouts. Paxton takes a loss. 5-4 now on the year. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. 3.24 ERA now. Scribner, 2 innings pitched, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts for a 2.84 ERA on the year now. And T-Shek getting some work in. 1 inning pitched, 1 strikeout for a 2.07 ERA on the year now. Series finale here. Nate Karns taking on Salazar. Hopefully we can salvage the series here against the Indians and take a win against them. We need it to go 500 for the series. And we do get the win. Hunter Strickland gets the win. He's 1-2 on the year now. 9 hits, 6 runs for us with an error. Martino for the hitting streak is gone. 1 for 4 for Marte. 1 for 4 for Cruz with 2 RBIs. Looks like he had a home run. 1 for 4 for Cano, still at under 200. 2 for 4 for Lind with an RBI. Rodriguez played third base today. 0 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts, batting 200 on the year. O'Malley pinch ran for A-Rod. 1 for 3 for Aoki, almost batting 280 with an RBI, a walk, a strikeout, and a run scored. Strasburger 1 for 3, he's batting 147. Seager pinch hit 1 for 1, and Iannetta 1 for 3 with an RBI. Marte and Aoki both had doubles. Cruz, Lind, and Seager all had home runs. It looks like where most of our runs came from. Cruz with 2 RBIs, Lind, Aoki, Seager, and Iannetta all with single RBIs. Karns on the mound, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 0 walks, and 3 strikeouts for a 3.74 ERA. Pretty serviceable at the end of the rotation there in the 5 spot. I will take it. Harper, 2 innings pitched, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Still with that perfect ERA. Same goes for Albuquerque, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Still perfect on the year in terms of ERA. Strickland gets a win, 1-2 now in the year. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout. So that'll wrap up the series there with Cleveland. Glad to see that we went 500 in the series and improved to 27-33. Looking to maybe sweep Texas here. We need the wins, and Texas is not playing good baseball right now. So we got Fernandez taking on Hamels. Iwakuma, we really got to watch how he does in this outing, taking on Martin Perez, and then to wrap up the series, Walker taking on Griffin. So let's get going here into the Texas series. Quick little move here. I'm going to drop Steve Clevenger back down to AAA and bring Mike Zunino up to the major leagues to platoon him with Ionetta. Zunino will have the right-hander pitchers. He'll be in the lineup. Another quick move, really quick before this game, I'm going to go ahead and release Pat Benintendi. He was just not getting it going at all in Double-A, so I'm going to go ahead and send up Kevin Munson to Double-A to take a spot, and signed a shortstop, a young shortstop from free agency, to put on my AAA team. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. As you see, I have a hole at shortstop. It's going to sign Pastor Nicky. Next episode will be the Rangers, and possibly the next series after that. I don't know. It depends. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Talk to you guys later.